Good morning. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's me, your drama queen. And so on today's topic, we're going to be discussing a very sensitive topic, which is going to be very important for those of us that are going into a relationship that could lead into marriage. Yes, when you're going into a relationship, you have it at the back of your mind that not all relationships lead to marriage. There's some people you meet along the line. There's some people you just meet for a purpose. It mustn't lead in marriage. But these are things that most people do not want to understand. They just want, because of desperation, they just want to rush into the marriage. You understand? At the same time, when you rush in, you definitely will rush out. So on today's topic, we're going to be talking about red flags you should never ignore in a relationship. Red flags. That means signs you should never ignore in a relationship. Yes, these are very, very vital signs that when you see these signs, you just see it as a red flag. Oh, I need to run. This man is not meant for me. Oh, I need to run. This woman is not meant for me. So we're going to discuss about it this morning for everybody to understand and learn from it. You don't just say because you're not into any relationship. Who knows? In the nearest future, you might be involved in a relationship. Once you have the signs at the back of your hands, you'll know when to leave the relationship and move on. So the number one sign I always tell people is, don't always say this, that, oh, when we get married, it's going to change. It's a very, very wrong thing for you to put at the back of your mind. Let me tell you one thing. Is it possible for you to bend a dried fish? For instance, catfish that is dried, that is roasted. If you try to bend it, it's going to crack. It's going to pieces. It's going to scatter. Yes, that is what happens to people with this ideology of when I get into the marriage, it's going to change. For instance, our number one point is, if he is a cheat, my dear, cheaters never change, except for very, 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 minor occasions. What do I mean by, as in rare occasions? These are men that when they go out to cheat, one way or the other, either some of them contact this deadly disease, or they will just escape death. In that way, maybe, just maybe, they might decide to change and stick to their partner. But not in all cases. So men are die-hard fans of cheating. Yes, they can cheat till their kingdom comes. People always say men are polygamous in nature. Every woman too who says women cannot cheat if they want to cheat. So if you have a partner that while you are in a relationship, he cheats, he has more than 2 partners, 3 partners, if you're a man, you have to run for such a person. Because of what? When you get married to her, she's never going to change. And that is where we have issues of DNA all over the world. When you don't trust your partner, yes, while I was dating her, she had multiple partners. Likewise for men. Oh, my man is going to change. I think it's because I'm not giving him sex, or because I don't give him when he wants it. That is why he's still sleeping around. My dear, he's not going to change. Once it's in his gene, it's an inborn thing. Once it's there, it can never go out, except with the intervention of God. When you go to mountains, deliverance, you start praying, you leave yourself to pray for, you'll be praying for a man that sleeps around. Just maybe. But my dear, when you see this sign, please run. Japa. Just like that slang. That japa means you run for your dear life. Because if you don't run for your dear life, if you get married to him, if you get married to her, be very ready to treat a lot of deadly diseases. And there are some that are treatable, and there are some that are incurable. So my dear, when you see this sign, just take a walk. Take a walk. That is a red flag. He's not the one for you, and you should never ignore that sign. Number 2 is, if he's stingy. Oh my God, a stingy man. I don't think you ever want to experience what some women are experiencing. Once they get into that marriage, they'll do what? They'll be the one paying house rent. They'll be the one paying school fees. They'll be the one buying food. They'll be the one buying clothes for children. Even when they are pregnant, they'll be the one to buy their hospital delivery. When a man is stingy, when you are courting, my dear, he cannot change you. Don't say he's only trying to test me. Maybe if I'm going to marry him, he doesn't want to spoil me with money. Let him spoil you with money. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step. Let him spoil you. Yes, let him spoil you with that money. Because, my dear, if you go into that marriage, if you get married to a stingy man, by the time you are 40, you're looking 70 because of the stress. And I always tell women this: don't start what you cannot finish. When you were cutting, you be the one buying foodstuffs in the house. You change all the plates in the house. You buy television set. You set up the whole apartment. My dear, you are building him up for a very redundant person, a very redundant husband. Yes. When you get married to him, he's going to leave everything to you. You will pay school fees. You buy food stuff. You will pay house rent. Likewise, women. My dear man, if you're going out with a lady that cannot spare, no matter how little it is, run for your dear life. Women are supposed to be helpmate for men. Yes. When you're dating him, if your man says, oh, I'm short of cash, all right, I'll do it. Even in marriage, there are times that my husband might be short of cash and I'm like, oh, the children's fees. I'll say, okay, don't worry, I'll take care of it. And later he will give me back the money. But that is what a woman stands for. Not, I don't have, how are we going to do it now? Whereas you have money you are keeping somewhere. What are you going to do with that money? Are you taking it to heaven? Answer me. Will you take it to heaven? No. So if you see this sign, please run, run, and run. The third one is if he's too domineering. There are some men, their woman has to be under them. Really, I'm really concentrating on men now, maybe because I'm a woman. But at the same time, just once I talk about any of the signs, if you're a man, just think of the other party as a woman. If you're a woman, just think, oh, he's talking about a man. So if he's domineering, sit down there. Don't receive call. Where are you going to? Where are you coming from? Don't go and visit your family members. I am in charge. I am in charge. Anything he wants to say, it is mine. When somebody personalizes something, let me tell you, it's going to dominate even your life. You will not have a say. You just be useless in the relationship, either man or woman. It happens both ways. This is not just about the men. Also women, there are some women that are domineering, that when they are talking, their boyfriend, he dares not cough. When they are talking, he dares not cough. So, however, when you see this sign, please take a run. Take a walk, a run, jackpot. Run for your dear life. A man that sees the woman as, I'm in charge. When you see a man that is domineering, he always wants to be in charge. It's not a crime for a man to be in charge. Yes, but when he's too glaring, come on, cut some slacks. The other one is, if he doesn't carry you along in whatever he does, he sees you as a coconut head, what does she know? Our opinion doesn't count. His opinion doesn't count. I have my money. As a lady, I have my money, so if I want to buy any type of car, I'm going to buy it. I want to buy a Toyota. And comes like, baby, you just got a car. You didn't even discuss it with me. So, is it not my money? Run for such a woman. So, is it not my money? Run for such a man. If you go into a relationship with such a man or a woman, my dear, you're just going to be a figurehead in that house. You will not have any say at all. So, that's a red sign you should never ignore. That's a red sign. He's not my man. That's a red sign. He's not my woman. Another one, if he tries to stop you from having friends or going to see your family members, fine, when you get married or when you're even in a relationship, there are some certain friends you should keep and there are some friends you should not keep. But I will not tell you to turn those friends into enemies, no. But you just know where to cut it. That's the limit. But once a man is like that says you shouldn't have any friend, even your family members, you can't call your mom, you can't call your dad when he has not even married you. My dear, once he marries you, you become an eleha. You know what they call eleha? All these Muslims that they just put indoor, they don't allow them to go out. Likewise for men too. If you marry a woman that doesn't want to see your family, forget it. There can't be peace in that house. Fine, you shouldn't turn your house into a family ground. But let them come, they are welcome. They can come, spend a few days, and go back. You know how to treat them. Be respectful. But when either of the partner tries to cut you off, my dear, you should be very, very worried about that. That's a sign you must run away from. Do not ignore that sign. Do not ignore. You hear some of these on Facebook say, hide my ID, my mother is sick and my husband says I shouldn't go there, my dad is sick, my husband says I shouldn't go there, or my mother is coming over to the house and my wife doesn't want her in her own son's house. And that's where you see fracas come up, friction here and there. Another one is, if he's a nympho, either a man or a woman, if his sex drive is too high, or let's talk about too high. If you marry a nympho, my dear, you go thin for her though. If you like, chop the whole food. If the woman is all about sex, everyday sex, 3 times a day, you will just die. So once you notice this, just know, I don't get the power. Take a walk. And if he's a man that always want to put his banana inside that place, he wants to insert his hard disk in your drive all the time, the drive will get tired and shut down. My dear, if you know you cannot, don't say, it's because I'm not giving it to him very well. Once you get married, it's a lie. It's a lie. Especially when the man is endowed. When he's endowed there, you'll be praying for him to travel every day. Because the man that is endowed, that now loves sex, how do you want to cope? Tell me, how you want to cope? The place goes scatter. My dear, if you know you cannot cope, please just take a walk. It's a red sign you should never ignore. Now, with all these signs I've listed, I believe one way or the other, if we're into any relationship, some of us must have seen these signs and we try to ignore. Oh, it's going to get better when we get married. Oh, he's just doing this now because we are not married. Oh, he doesn't give me money now because he wants to marry me. My dear, everything will not be true. If you marry him, you might end up regretting it. If a man is secretive again, he hides things from you. If he hides things from you, my dear, it's not a good sign. Funny enough, some men try to be an expert in hiding any of these things. But if you're a very, very intelligent and smart lady, no matter how much he hides it, you still find 1 or 2 things that, yes, that's a red sign. So I feel with all this we have discussed today, I believe you're able to learn 1 or 2 things. There are so many. But maybe in our next topic, the next time we'll see again, we'll discuss more about it, the other ones. Because I still have like 8 here with me. So I don't want it to be too boring when you're tired of watching the video. So until I come your way again, I remain Drama Queen. Bye.